You keep hearing about Parrish, but no one's really telling you why it's suddenly one of the fastest growing pockets in Florida. It's not Tampa, it's not Sarasota, but it's pulling people from both fast. You're seeing brand new homes, big communities, and lower prices. This little town on the outskirts, it's booming. I'm talking master plan communities popping up like clockwork, prices that still feel sane, and a lifestyle that's way more peaceful than what you're used to in the city. But is it legit or just the next overhyped suburb? I've walked these neighborhoods. I've helped clients move here, and in this video, I'm breaking down everything, what the vibe's really like, why people are choosing to move here, what's coming next, and whether Parrish actually fits your life before you pack a single box. And by the end of this, you're either gonna be planning a move or crossing this spot off your list for good. Stay tuned. So here's the thing. I've had more people ask me about Parrish in the last 6 months than anywhere else near Tampa. And it always starts the same way. Wait, where's Parrish again? And then it hits them. Those new home listings with big square footage, shiny community amenities, and prices that make South Tampa look like a joke. That's the itch. It starts with curiosity, right? But then it turns into this quiet urgency. You start comparing it to the places you thought were on your radar, and suddenly Parrish is sitting there, waving from the outskirts saying, hey, what if I'm the one? But hang on. Before we go any deeper, because understanding where Parrish actually is and how it connects to your lifestyle is step one in making this whole thing make sense. This area sits in a spot that works surprisingly well for a lot of different lifestyles if you know how to look at it. So before we dive into prices, homes, or lifestyle, let's back it up and lay the groundwork, because once you see where Parrish really is and how it connects to the rest of Tampa Bay, it starts to make sense real fast. Most people can't find it at first glance, and when they do, they go, wait a second, that's actually kind of perfect. See, Parrish sits northeast of Bradenton, right between Tampa and Sarasota. You're about 45 minutes from downtown Tampa on a normal drive, 40 to Sarasota, and only 35 minutes to St. Pete without dealing with the chaos of being right in the middle of it all. You've got I-75 and 301 running right through the area, which makes commuting surprisingly manageable, especially if you're working hybrid or remote and don't need to drive 5 days a week. And here's the part most buyers don't expect. You're also just a short shot to the beaches, only 40 minutes to St. Pete Beach and Anna Maria Island, and under an hour to Siesta Key. That's 3 of the best beaches in the country right here. So if you want suburban space and beach access without paying those Sarasota or coastal premiums, yeah, Parrish starts looking really, really attractive. Now let me go ahead and push the pause button just for 2 seconds, because if you're watching this thinking, okay, this actually sounds like a spot I could live in. Well, that's exactly why we make these videos. My team and I help people buy, sell, and relocate all over Tampa Bay by helping clients figure out which area fits them best. So if you're thinking about making a move or even just want boots on the ground guidance, our contact info's down below. Reach out anytime. We want to be your Tampa real estate team of choice. Now, I'm not going to pretend it's perfect. If you're working in downtown Tampa and you hate driving, it's a haul. But if your job is flexible or your work is already on the south side of the bay, well, this location might just thread the needle between affordable, livable, and connected. And I've got clients who used to think they needed to be in Wesley Chapel or Riverview until they saw that Parrish offered for the same price or less and realized they weren't really that far from the action after all. But here's what ties it all together. It's not just about where Parrish is on the map, it's about what that location unlocks for you. So now that you know where Parrish sits, let me go ahead and show you what it actually feels like to live here, because geography is one thing, but lifestyle, that's where things really start to get interesting. Living in Parrish feels like stepping into a master plan pocket of calm where things are just simpler. Not boring, not rural, but intentionally quiet in a way that hits different once you've been elbow to elbow in city traffic or sandwiched between 0 lot line neighbors. Picture this. Wide sidewalks, fresh landscaping, front porches that actually get used. The kind of neighborhood where Amazon trucks make the rounds before 10 a.m. and you've got a real shot at knowing your neighbor's dog's name. It's clean, it's organized, and full of families, lots of strollers, bikes, golf carts on side streets. And at the same time, it's drawing young professionals, remote workers, and empty nesters who are done with the noise, but still want modern living. You're not getting gritty city character here, but that's the trade. Instead, you get newer homes, planned communities, and enough green space to breathe. You'll see people out walking in the sunset, kids in cul-de-sacs, parents actually using the playgrounds instead of just scrolling on the bench. And you know what's wild? Most of the homes out here, brand new or only a few years old. They come with space, Like actual backyards, you start to realize there's peace and square footage are underrated. Now, I'm not saying it's a nightlife capital. If your ideal Saturday night involves rooftop cocktails and late night sushi, Parrish probably isn't your vibe. But if you like sipping wine on your lanai while the sun drops, palm trees behind you, you might be exactly where you're supposed to be. That slower, more intentional energy, it's baked into everything from the way communities are laid out to the way your weekends feel. Next up, I'm giving you the local rundown, my go-to spots, a few under the radar gems, and why the food scene is better than you expect in a town this size. All right, so let's talk food, because the vibe of a place is one thing, but the food, that's how you feel a neighborhood. In Parrish, it's not stacked with franchises and chains. You've got real local flavor here, but you've got to know where to look. First time I came out here, I didn't expect much, but then someone handed me a C&K smokehouse sandwich and I had to pull over to finish it. That barbecue changes your afternoon. Ferrero's is your go-to for solid Italian, family run, cozy vibe, portions like you're feeding the whole block. And Butterfield's, that's your all-day breakfast spot where pancakes are bigger than your kid's head. But here's the real trick. Parrish is in that sweet spot between small town feel and growth on the way, which means right now it's mostly local, but you've got new plazas popping up, commercial spaces filling in, and word is you'll be seeing some new concepts roll in once the town center breaks ground. Still, this isn't St. Pete. You're not finding rooftop tacos or late night fusion, but that's part of the charm and part of the trade-off. But let me throw it back to you for a second. What kind of spots matter most to you? Are you a mom and pop diner person, a craft coffee hunter, or someone who needs a Thai place within 10 minutes? Drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you're chasing when it comes to food and local gems, and if that really even matters to you in an area. Because if food's your anchor, Parrish has more than meets the eye, and it's only getting better. But now let's go ahead and hop over to what actually costs to live here, because that's where it really gets interesting. So here's the deal. As of early 2025, the average single family home in Parrish lands around the low to mid 400,000s, but that's just the headline. For around 450,000, you're getting a 3 to 4 bedroom home built within the last few years, modern finishes, open layouts, granite or quartz countertops, fenced yard, 2-car garage, and in many cases, access to community pools, trails, and playgrounds. And that same home in Wesley Chapel or Riverview, you're pushing 525 to 550K easy. Now, here's what you need to know beyond the sticker price. You've got HOAs and CDDs in a lot of these communities. Some are minimal, maybe $60 to $100 a month. Other cover full-blown amenities and might run you closer to $200 or more. Now make sure you're not just looking at the mortgage when you run your numbers. Property taxes are right in line with Manatee County averages, but if you're coming from out of state, expect a little sticker shock possibly. Florida doesn't have state income tax, but our insurance and taxes can make up for it depending on what you're used to. But here's the value punch. Most of these homes are turnkey. You're not coming in needing to rip up carpet, paint walls, or replace AC units. They're ready for you, which makes a massive difference when you're relocating or buying from a distance. And for folks with remote jobs or Florida retirement plans, that turnkey is ease. That's the difference between stress and settled. But what really makes the numbers make sense is what you get on the new construction side, because that's where Parrish starts to separate from the pack. You're not just buying a house, you're buying into an entire community built from the ground up with clubhouses, dog parks, fitness centers, and sometimes even full-time lifestyle directors. So let's go ahead and break that down, because the builders, the neighborhoods, and what they're putting together here, it's starting to be next level. All right, so Parrish isn't just building homes out here, it's building the blueprint for what the next chapter of Florida living looks like. And if you've never toured a master plan community that actually gets it right, let me go ahead and paint this picture for you. We'll start with the headliners. North River Ranch. This place is straight up lifestyle machine. It's got everything. Resort style pools, splash zones, fitness centers, miles of biking trails, co-working lounges, game rooms, and the town center, it's underway. And when it's done, you'll be able to grab tacos, hit the gym, walk to the pharmacy, and head home, all without leaving your zip code. This isn't just a neighborhood. It's a full-on suburban ecosystem. Now, how about Rye Ranch? This one's for the folks who want space, sky, and some breathing room between neighbors. It's got that just enough country feel, but still within striking distance of everything. It's newer on the scene, but picking up steam. Think bigger lots, scenic views, and a little elbow room for your lifestyle to stretch out. Now, how about Sea Air? This one's wild in the best way. It's got a 4-acre crystal lagoon at the center of the community, literal beach for days in your backyard. It's one of the boldest new builds coming to the area, and yeah, it's gonna come with some buzz. If you're dreaming of staycation energy all year round, this is your spot. Now, Oakfield, It's got more resort core vibes, pools, green spaces, walking paths, and outdoor living done right. It's kind of like Parrish's quiet overachiever, low-key at first glance, but built for people who actually want to use the amenities, not just look at them on the brochure. Now, let's talk about the supporting cast, because these aren't second tier, they're just different flavors. The aviary at Rutland Ranch, a little more tucked away, big on privacy. You're getting views, new builds, and a slower pace, good for buyers who don't need a high traffic lifestyle. And the Isles at Bayview, if you want more modern Lennar homes, water features, and affordability that still feels polished, this one's worth a look. Solid layouts, easy access, and one of the better values in the area. Summerwoods. This is classic suburban feel, great for families, dog walkers, and anyone who wants that it's Saturday morning and the community is alive kind of energy. Pools, parks, and prices that won't crush your budget. Then we've got Bella Lago, a great in-between. It's right across the street from where I'm at right here in North River Ranch. It feels neighborly, but still newer. Smaller scale, but that means less noise and more chill. And the builders, you've got the whole lineup. Neal Communities, Pulte, MI Homes, Homes by West Bay, DR Horton, Lennar. They're all throwing it down. They're A-game out here. Some are spec heavy, some give you design freedom, and depending on the phase, you might even score some incentives or rate buydowns. But let's keep it real. A lot of this is still under construction. You're gonna see dirt piles and hear hammers, but what you're buying into isn't just the now, it's the what's coming next. You're early to the party. That's the upside. It's real. And once you see what's on the horizon, new infrastructure, retail and schools, you start to realize this town isn't just growing, it's planning something big. So let me show you what's coming next. Parrish isn't just adding homes, it's building out a full-blown lifestyle grid, piece by piece, and if you know what's coming, you start to see why people are getting in now. Market Walk at North River Ranch. This is the flagship, a true town center rising inside the North River Ranch mega community. We're talking Publix as the anchor, surrounded by Foxtail Coffee, Papa John's, Yan Asian Kitchen, Earthwise Pet, F45, and even a high-end Italian spot, but it's more than retail. It's walkable, community-driven, and peppered with green space and spots for events. Think Saturday farmers market energy meets grab a smoothie before school convenience. Now, Creekside Commons, it's already over 92% leased and fully open. This is the current shopping king of US 301. You've got Home Goods, First Watch, Lowe's, Aldi, Ulta, Marshalls, 3 Natives, plus tons of daily essentials and quick eats. This is where Parrish does its errands, brunches, and post-soccer Target runs. The vibe, it's clean, it's busy, useful, and only getting bigger. Next, we got Gateway Commons. That's right off 75 in Moccasin Wallow. This one's a locals favorite. Anchored by a top performing Publix with neighborhood hangouts like Ed's Tavern, Jet's Pizza, Peaches, and Bell's, medical offices, chiropractors, and a second phase are all in motion for 2025, adding more restaurants and more retail. This one serves the daily needs of North Parrish and the commuter crowd heading toward Tampa or St. Pete. Now, next up is Parrish Nexus. Here's the long game play. This 11-acre mixed-use hub is perfectly positioned between 20,000 plus new homes, new schools, 2 hospitals, and a planned State College of Florida campus. Pads are available for restaurants, medical offices, and service providers, and this place is designed to become the backbone of the new Parrish economy, a true commercial nucleus. That's just the now. There's more Publix locations, boutique plazas, and event-friendly promenades, even hotel in the planning across US 301, Moccasin Wallow, and Buckeye Road. Add to that ongoing road expansions, widening access to I-75, and new traffic light timing strategies designed to keep up with the boom. This isn't, we hope this area grows someday. This is the concrete being poured right now. So yeah, if you're thinking of buying in Parrish, you're not just getting a house, you're buying into a whole ecosystem of future walkability, convenience, and lifestyle uplift. But here's where the rubber meets the road, because no matter how shiny the renderings look or how many Publix ribbon cuttings happen, there's always another side. What's it actually like to live here day to day? How's the traffic really shaping up? Are those HOA fees worth it? And what might catch you off guard 6 months after the move? It's time for the real talk, the pros, the cons, and the things nobody puts on a brochure. The fun literally starts right here, but let's go ahead and talk trade-offs, because this is the part no builder's flyer, no dreamy Zillow listing, and definitely no brochure is gonna cover, because no place is perfect, and Parrish definitely has its pros and cons. The key is figuring out if the mix works for you. So let's start with the good stuff. Pro number 1, space, peace, and new everything. This is where Parrish starts to shine. You've got homes that feel fresh, streets that aren't crowded, and neighborhoods that are built to breathe. Wide sidewalks, big yards, amenity centers that still smell like new paint. If you're moving from a cramped suburb or a busy city core, this will feel like a breath of air-conditioned fresh air. Now, pro number 2, pricing that still makes sense. In 2025, affordability is relative, but in Parrish, you're still getting serious value for what you spend, especially compared to Tampa, Sarasota, and even Lakewood Ranch. Whether you're a first-time buyer or family upsizing, your dollar stretches a tad further here. Pro number 3, future upside. This place isn't done growing. The town centers, the retail, the commercial spaces, they're coming. And if you get in now, you're ahead of the curve. It's a rare window where the lifestyle is already good and the investment potential is still climbing. Now, how about number 4, community feel? People actually wave here. Kids ride their bikes. Neighbors organize food trucks and park meetups. It's modern suburbia with a pulse. Now, let's go ahead and talk about those trade-offs. And con number 1, it's still growing, and that means construction, noise, dust, detours. If you're not into living near active build zones, you're gonna notice it. Some neighborhoods are more built out than others, but that we're not done yet energy, it's everywhere. So con 2, commute considerations. If you're working in downtown Tampa or St. Pete 5 days a week, that drive's gonna wear on you. We're talking 35 to 55 minutes depending on traffic, maybe even more, and there's no magic expressway shortcut. It's doable, but it's a lifestyle factor. Now, how about number 3? It's still building its identity. No big nightlife scene, no art walks or indie bookshops. It's family focused, residential heavy, and commercial options are still catching up. If you need urban buzz on a Tuesday night, you're not gonna find that here. And how about con number 4, HOAs and CDD fees? You're paying for those amenities, and in some neighborhoods, those fees start to stack up. It's not outrageous, but it's part of the equation. At the end of the day, here's how I frame it for clients. If you want a turnkey living, newer everything, and a lifestyle that leans clean, quiet, and community-driven, Parrish, go ahead and checks those boxes. If you need walkable nightlife, fast-paced energy, or true city convenience, this might feel like a slow burn. So figuring this out can be tough, and one of the biggest deciding factors for families, schools, and learning about zoning, new campuses, charter options, and future school plans. That's coming next, because the community can be beautiful, but if the schools aren't what you expect, that's a whole different story. Parrish falls under the Manatee County School District, and right now, that district is in full keep up with the growth mode. With that growth comes new investment, new campuses, rezoning plans, and expanded programs, all aiming to keep up with a rising population. Barbara A. Harvey Elementary is one of the newer public schools in the area with modern facilities and a reputation for strong community involvement. If you're exploring North River Ranch or nearby neighborhoods, this one you might come across during your research. Now, Parrish Community High School opened in 2019, so it is amongst one of the newest in the county. The design, layout, and available programs reflect some of the district's more recent planning efforts. Next, we have Buffalo Creek Middle School, currently serves much of Parrish and has been included in recent rezoning discussions and capacity planning initiatives by the district. Now, if you're looking into charter or private options, families often explore schools like Imagine Charter or St. Stephen's Episcopal, which are both nearby. And through controlled open enrollment, Manatee County may allow you to apply to a school outside of your assigned zone, depending on space and timing. For higher education, the State College of Florida is developing a new Parrish campus, which is expected to offer dual enrollment programs and local access to college-level education. And here's the important part. I always encourage families to take a proactive approach. Tour the schools, check the district's official zoning tools, and ask around in neighborhood groups online. Sites like greatschools.org, niche.com, they're okay for basic info, but direct calls to the district office can give you the clearest, most up-to-date information based on your specific priorities. Just like a home, what works for one family might be different for another, and it's all about the right fit for you. Now, let's shift from where your kids go to who your neighbors might be, because the next question I always get is who's actually moving to Parrish? And the answer says a lot about where the town is headed. Short answer, a mix by design. You've got relocators from the Northeast and Midwest, families trading snow for sunshine and locking in way more house for their money. Then there's a huge wave of young families and first-time buyers drawn by new homes, the walkable schools, and a little bit more breathing room than what you're getting in Sarasota or Lakewood Ranch can offer. We're also seeing remote workers, healthcare pros, and early retirees all moving in for the same reason. The lifestyle feels easy and fresh. And the vibe? Well, it's not cookie cutter. You've got 30-somethings raising toddlers right next to 60-somethings on their second cup of coffee and first pickleball game. New energy, it's meeting grounded routine, and somehow it just works. Parrish isn't fully figured out yet, but that's kind of the magic. Everyone's jumping in at the same time. New homes, new schools, and yeah, new friendships. But let's get into what they're actually doing when they're not unpacking boxes. Because Parrish might not be downtown Tampa, but don't sleep on the lifestyle here. There's more going on here than you think. Parrish isn't some sleepy suburb stuck in neutral. It's got motion. You just have to know where to look. Start with Fort Hamer Park. This is your new Saturday reset. Kayaking, fishing, riverfront sunrise that makes your camera a little bit jealous. Then there's Parrish Heritage Park, which, if you didn't know, it turns into the town's backyard. Food trucks, movie nights, community events that remind you why people still wave to each other here. And that new life you're stepping into, it comes with coffee runs to Foxtail at Market Walk, dinner at Ferrero's, and weekends where you don't need to drive 40 minutes to find something to do. And if you're itching for more nightlife, more shopping, more buzz, you're 25 minutes from Lakewood Ranch, 30 from UTC Sarasota, and not far from Tampa's urban core. You're in the middle of the triangle, and that's a power move. But here's the real secret. It's not about having everything at your fingertips. It's about having your own rhythm, your go-to brunch spot, your river launch, your fire pit Fridays in the backyard with neighbors who actually feel like friends. Parrish, it gives you that without the noise, without the traffic, without the price tag of bigger names that are already maxed out. And if you're sitting there thinking, wait, could I actually live here? Well, that's not by accident. So here's the deal. If Parrish has been floating on your radar, even just a little, this is the moment to dig deeper, because 5 years from now, it's not gonna look like this. The prices, the pace, the opportunity, it's moving fast. And if you wanna know how it fits you, your timeline, your lifestyle, your budget, reach out. My team and I are walking these neighborhoods daily. We've helped dozens of buyers make the move, and we'd love to help you figure out if this is the right fit or if we should keep looking. Call, text, email, whatever works for you. We wanna be your local Tampa team of choice, and hey, if you're still exploring the Tampa Bay area, make sure to check out this playlist right here with deep dives into nearby areas and top Tampa neighborhoods, because the more you know, the better your move's gonna feel. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.